So in a previous episode, I showed you guys how to adjust cable brakes on your e-scooter, and in this video I'm going to show you how to adjust hydraulic brakes, well, to bleed them, and to also change your brake pads, which is pretty much going to be the exact same as a cable brake. So let's take the cable brake scooter out of here and let's get the hydraulic brake scooter that we're going to be working on today and bring that in here. So this is the scooter we're working on today. This is the Makuta 10 Plus. This is my brother's scooter, and as you can see here, when I pull on the levers, they go right to the bars without any hesitation at all. And while also applying those brakes, we have no movement in the pistons at all. So this definitely needs a good bleed. See, unlike our rear one here, we've actually got pressure. There's still a good gap. It is a little spongy, so we will bleed this one anyway, so it's meant to feel very solid, like it's meant to just come to a rough stop. But as you can see here, it's very springy, so there is air in this line. However, if we look down the back, there, we can see as soon as I push the caliper or push the levers on the brakes, we have movement. So as you've seen there's a lot more movement in the rear brakes and there is none in the front at all. So we're going to get down to business. It does need new pads at the front, so we are going to throw in pads. And yeah, let's run through some tools that you'll require to definitely perform this. And this is pretty much everything you're going to need. So if you don't have these tools, highly suggest you going out of your way before you think about it, or even before it even happens. Definitely go out and buy these tools because you will need it, and you'll save yourself some money in the end too. Now, depending on the scooter that you have, you may require both, or you might require a full set of Torx keys or Allen keys. Now, for this particular model, the Makuta 10 Plus, this does require a Torx T20. You will also need a full bleed kit, hydraulic bleed kit. You can find these online, very cheap. Just for the benefit of this video, we are going to chuck in a fresh set of pads, long nose pliers. Important part that a lot of people forget about, actual hydraulic fluid itself. This is not normal hydraulic fluid. This is called mineral oil, and this is what you use in e-scooters. So no, you cannot drink the forbidden cordial. It is not Cotty's cordial, so do not drink that. And no, you can't use dot fluid from a car or from your car brakes or anything like that. You have to use this. This is a non-corrosive brake fluid. So dot 3, dot 4 that you use in a car will actually eat away at your brake lines. It's also a really good idea, guys. Obviously hydraulic brakes are going to get quite a bit messy. So for me, I am going to use this little, seat roller mat. I use it obviously in my editing room, just because I don't want where we're filming right now, because it's aesthetically pleasing. I don't want to get mineral oil in the carpet, so this little plastic sheet is going to help us today. So there we go. This is pretty much, you can see the pole here, so this is pretty much where our bars are going to be. So any drips are just going to fall straight on this and not on our carpet, and because it's plastic, it's easy just to wipe straight off. Again, this isn't corrosive. It's literally just like, almost, it isn't, so don't get excited. It's like oil that you can find for cooking. No, do not use this for cooking oil, and do not use cooking oil in your brakes. This is just, I'm just saying. It's a good idea to also have something to clean up a mess. We've got these antibacterial little wet wipe things. These I find are actually really good for not only cleaning your scooter, but also wiping up little messes and stuff like that, like the hydraulic brakes. So if you guys do want something useful information, I use these all the time because it makes it a lot easier to clean. So first step is to remove this split pin. This will allow us to remove the brake pads. It sometimes can be a little tricky, but with a little bit of patience, you'll get it just like I did here. Once the split pin is removed, we can now pull the brake pads out straight out the top of the caliper. Some brakes do require to unbolt them, so you can pull them out from the bottom of the caliper. The next step is to clean the area, so both inside and outside of the caliper, removing all built up brake dust and road grime. Once nice and clean, we can now put the new pads back in. I had to slightly modify these ones with the fins as they didn't actually fit properly, but with a bit of determination and an angle grinder, you can make anything fit, right? Alright, now we mount the caliper back up via those holes. And that's our brake pad done. So let's move up top and show you how to bleed it. So come out to your brake lever here. If you follow along, you'll see the little refill spot is just here. And we can see there's a little Torx key just at the top there. So we'll grab our Torx key and undo that and find out what the thread pitch is. We're going to leave this here so we can catch as much of that as possible. So just when you pull them apart, guys, so you can see here on this little nut, there is a little washer. There's a tiny little washer. I'm not too sure if it's going to come up. There's this little, you can probably see it there. So yeah, you can see here it's got a little washer on there. Make sure you do not lose that washer. Sometimes it can even actually stay inside of here, which you can lose, guys, and you do not want to lose that little, yeah, so you do not want to lose this little rubber seal, because that would be very, very bad. So in our little box of tricks here, guys, we're going to have, as you can see, I've used this quite a fair bit, but we want to look for this thread size. So easiest way to do that is we grab our closest one that looks very similar. Yeah, a little bit too big, that one. And we just want to find the right size. So this is looking pretty promising. We hold it up. So you guys can see there, those pretty much looks the same, and the easiest way to tell is actually by going and putting this thread over it, and you will see there, guys, that it is a perfect fit. So this is the tip that we're looking for. So let's go up the top and get that sorted. So in this particular kit that I have, you can see we have a spare O-ring there, but this little bit here basically just backs onto that, and you just basically clip it in like that, and it's pretty much ready to rock and roll. So once you've found your tip, we are going to use this syringe style. It'll all make sense in just a minute. I prefer the syringe style, but now that we've found the right tip and we've checked it, we are going to open this lid up. And just like that, you can see here, we've got some mineral oil ready to rock and roll in that. Alright guys, so pretty much we just want to, once we have inserted this in, pretty much you just want to do this a couple times, get a couple pumps. Sometimes you'll have bubbles come out, sometimes you might need to give it a bit of a pull, and you'll see a couple bubbles like that come out. Oh, there we go. Just let it come back in, give it a couple of pumps, and give it a gentle squeeze back in. So we want to replace the air that came out with the liquid. That's feeling a lot better already. And we'll do another suction, see if any more bubbles are coming out. Yep, more bubbles are coming out. Whey. Okay, we have a lot. And gently push without pushing the air bubbles back in. Replace those air bubbles with fluid. That's the aim of the game. So you pretty much just want to pull and push until all the air bubbles come out, until you get a really nice solid feel. As you can see, we have achieved that on this, so it is very solid now. So now we're going to go and do the rear. So you've seen how it's done. It's pretty simple, and as well as that is, I'll show you one more thing too before we wrap it up. And this will be also handy as well if it's not quite where you expect it to be. Now guys, I thought I'd show you this as well. So you got your bleed envelope here, but right where that silver thing is right there, that's actually a reach adjustment. So this actually adjusts the reach of your lever. So if you do have this reach pulled all the way in, this will actually naturally be really close to the bars. So if you want your brake lever to be out a little bit because you got to compensate for that pressure or that movement, what I would recommend is you screw that and this brake lever will come out a little bit more. This brake lever will come out a little bit more, and then you'll have a lot more braking distance in that. So you've always got to allow for the squish, because the movement of the pads going to the caliper. But yeah, as soon as that's done and you've adjusted that tiny little grub screw on the inside there, it's right there, the silver one right there. Once you've adjusted that, you should be raring and racing. But that pretty much wraps it up, guys. It is that simple to do a brake bleed. Super simple as long as you know what you're doing. And yeah, make sure that you're pumping that brake, making sure all the bubbles are out of it, because you don't want those in there. That's what gives you that squishy, yucky feeling. And yeah, basically I'm going to continue on and do the rear, but for now, hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope it was really helpful, especially with all that extra stuff. It can be a little bit daunting, but do it a couple of times and I think you'll be fine. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Subscribe, like, all that sorts of stuff. Definitely leave a like and comment, guys, and yeah, because it helps us, or helps YouTube know that you like the video and to promote it a bit more to more people like yourself. So anyway, see you all in the next video. I'll see you then. See ya.